I have a poll going on Twitter right now for my Cardinals infield expectations. So I set the over-under between the opening day infield of Gorman, Winn, Wetherholt, and Burleson at 75 homers and 50 stolen bases combined. So I said over both, under both, over homers or over stolen bases, and it's honestly a pretty clear, or pretty even spread right now. So Daniel, I'll ask you what you think for those numbers and then what you're looking for this weekend. And then Jake and I will continue this on.
How many stolen bases did you say?
75 homers and 50 stolen bases
50
between the
steals.
four.
I think it's probably under on both, maybe not by a lot. I mean, I'm also terrible at these things, so that's probably good for the Cardinals to actually come out now. But I mean, I just don't know what we'll see, power wise out of Winn and Wetherholt, and 50 steals is a lot unless you're Victor Scott the second, who's on pace for 324. So it might be close. Those are pretty good lines.
Thank you.
But I think I would probably take the under on both.
Under on both. Wow. Okay, that does kind of hurt a little bit. Jake, what do you think?
So can you run that, like reset that for me? I'm sorry. I have these all written down in some notes, so I want to see if they match up with what I had thought.
Sure. This opening day infield, 75 homers and 50 stolen bases combined.
How many home runs? 75 home runs. I'm going to take the under, but it's slight. I have it at 65 and then 50 stolen bases for the infield. I didn't really do stolen bases. Gorman's not going to run. Burleson may pick his spots, maybe 5 to 10, and then you get, I don't know, 10 to 20 from each of Wetherholt and Winn. So I'm gonna say under on both, and that's not to say that I don't think all four are capable of having really solid, productive seasons. I just don't know that those totals will rise to that level.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe it is my Cardinals colored glasses. I do think that those are solid numbers, but I also did set those numbers. But my expectation was that Burleson and Gorman would, 600 plate appearances apiece. You got to figure they're both going to get those, injury barring. Those could be 25 homers. So then where if Winn and Wetherholt can combine for the other, 25. The stolen bases I think would be interesting. I mentioned in the comments with our favorite DeWallet inspector of I want to see if Winn and Wetherholt will just get the green light to just figure it out on the bases. I know Winn hasn't been a traditionally good base stealer so far, besides his year in the minors where I think he stole like 50 bases or something. But he hasn't had the success in the majors yet, so maybe they just let those two run and they steal 20 bases and get thrown out 10 times, and Burleson will get his accidental 10. So that was my kind of thought on those numbers.
The problem is going to be if Masyn Winn does hit fourth a lot, he's not going to be able to run as much because, in theory, people are going to be on the bases in front of him. I do expect that, that's not going to be a constant thing. I think Ollie's going to shift the lineup on matchups. And if Gorman starts hitting like, he kind of did in the spring, if he can carry that into, into March, April and all that, I would be surprised if he kind of shifts up there at some point in time.
Okay, I guess that's a good point. We don't know how this line is going to shake out because, again, this is game 1 of 162. But if you follow me on Twitter, I'm going to try to place a $10 bet on every Cardinals money line this year because I do think they're going to hit the over 68.5 line. So hopefully I can make some money with that. So we are up 1 so far.